teacher. Today's topic is the beginning of human life. Okay, so always a question arises in our mind कि nowadays we are having fans, we are having AC, means so many machines, vehicles, and so many things we have that makes our life so comfortable. Okay, but the question arises in our mind from when it started and how it is discovered and invented, right? So the answer is early human beings. Okay, these all things were started from the time of early human beings. Now, early human beings were also known as hominids. Okay, so this is the journey from early human beings to as of now we are. Okay, when we are living in so much comfortable life. Okay, we have so many machines, so many tools, electronic items that makes us very comfortable and give us relaxation, right? But the question is that there were no concept of this kind of things in the time of early human beings. So how the people were living without the very less equipments, machines and all that things. वो लोग कैसे रहते हैं? Okay, so let's just learn about this and let's just study about this. So firstly, this is the time of early human beings and we found lot of evidence. Okay, we have sufficient evidence to know the life of early human beings. Okay, so the early human beings, yeah, the journey from early human beings to whatever we are now, it took a million of years. Okay, it took a million of years, and in their time, most of the things were made out of stone. Okay, during the time of excavation, okay, where archaeologists जो होते हैं, during the time of excavation, they found different kinds of tools and weapons. Okay, and it is believed that those early human beings, using this kind of tools and weapons. Okay, but now the question is that how do we know कि वो जो tools और weapons है वो early human beings के time के ही है? Okay, how archaeologists find this kind of thing, how they analyze it. So the question is that the answer is that the carbon dating system. Okay, जो carbon dating system होती है, it's kind of a method that gives a perfect age. Okay, not exactly perfect, but it gives the exact age of that particular thing. यानी कि जो भी टूल्स और वेपन्स मिले हैं उसमें वो कार्बन्स के काउंट्स होते हैं. यूजिंग द कार्बन काउंट्स they got to know the exact age of that particular thing and they got to know that this thing belongs to which time. Okay, so archaeologists found tools and weapons and they got to know this is nearly about this is nearly about those time. So because of that, they also analyzed and they also observed that the most of the tools and weapons were made out of stone. यानी कि जो early human beings थे, because stone is a hard and a strong thing. Okay, so most of the things जो early human beings थे वो use out of stone. Okay, जो सभी चीजें उसकी most जैसे कि उसका hut है, tools and weapons है, other things also whatever they were using in their time, वो सभी चीजें वो लोग stone में से बनाते हैं. We got to know this information by whatever the archaeologists find during the time of excavation. और जो भी हमें sources मिले हैं which is prehistoric. Okay, for that we got to know a lot of information about that. Okay, so we got to know that the most of the things during their time were made out of stone and that's why we have given name Stone Age. That era, that age was known as Stone Age. But in the Stone Age, there were also journey from hunter-gatherer to farmer. Okay, the early human beings पहले hunter-gatherer थे and slowly they developed themselves, cultures and occupation will arise and they become farmer also. Okay, so this journey was also divided into three parts. Okay, the first was old Stone Age, Middle Stone Age and New Stone Age. So this is the three parts of their Stone Age. in the very first part of Stone Age, the early human beings, let's call it hominids. Hominids were hunter-gatherers. Now, what is hunter-gatherers? So, hunter-gatherer means they don't have any particular place. They move around in the search of food, and whatever they find, they eat it. Okay? So, this is called a hunter-gatherer. Clear? So, in the middle of Stone Age, they developed themselves little more from the hunter-gatherer. They found and they invent and discovered new things. Okay, they developed themselves in the age of Middle Stone Age. Next is the New Stone Age. In that they are perfectly become a farmer. मतलब कि जो हंटर गैदरर थे उसमें से वो बिकम अ फार्मर, यानी कि उसने अपने सेंस में आके काफी सारे नॉलेज गेन कर लिया था. ओके, टू ओवरकम देयर डिफिकल्टीज. ओके, so they became a farmer in the time of New Stone Age. Okay, so this is the 3 stage of early human being about the Stone Age. Okay, so next up, as we all know that the early human beings were hunter-gatherers. Okay, that means they don't have any particular place. They move from one place to another and wherever they in the search of food. Okay, and whatever the animal they find, they hunt them and they eat them raw. Okay, because at that time there were no discovery of fire. Okay, so whatever the food they find, they eat it raw. Okay, मतलब कि वो कच्चा ही खाते थे. Okay, so they whatever the animals they found, they hunt them and just eat them. कच्चा ही खा जाता था. Okay, so they were hunter gatherer, and that's why after the few times they got knowledge about certain things. To overcome their difficulties, they got so many knowledge about their particular thing. They started discovering plants, fruits, flowers. They also get sense about them that whether these plant, vegetables and whatever are edible, are medical purpose के लिए use कर सकते हैं, are they poisonous or not. Okay, so all these things they got to know during their time. They also had that sense. They also get that sense about the things are usable or not. Okay, after that, so whatever the leaves and whatever the things they have discovered, they start to share that knowledge with the other hominids too. Okay, they also started that knowledge to other hominids too. But the thing is that nowadays we have so many languages here. Okay, if you want to talk, if you want to share something to someone, we have language. Using that language we can share it and they can understand too. But during their time there were no language at all. Okay, so the thing and question arise in our mind that how they communicate with each other. So to share their knowledge, they started using sign language. Okay, by using different signs, they started communicating with each other. They also use different sounds. They also use different animal sounds to communicate with each other. Okay, to share their knowledge, whatever they have discovered, whatever they invent. जैसे हमारे यहाँ भी होता है ना कि हम कुछ नया find करते हैं, whatever we got something new, तो we start sharing with our friends or family too, right? तो हम वो share करते हैं. At the same time, same way, humans, जो early human beings है, वो also wanted to share those whatever they discovered, whatever they invented with the other hominid. Okay, so as there were no concept of language, they had no language, they started using sign language. Okay, वो ऐसे कोई भी different signs से communicate करते थे other hominids के साथ. Okay, and slowly that language was also developed, which is you will learn further in next topic. Okay, so this is the basic knowledge and basic concept of the journey of life. And slowly they also search food, and because of that they move one place to another place. Gradually they started living near the river. Okay, gradually they started living near the river because water is an essential part of human's life. Okay, so they get water easily from there, and that's why they were started living there. Okay, and that's why slowly their civilization occurs. Okay, the first civilization was Harappa civilization. That's how they started. Okay, so let's learn about some topics in detail. So first thing is that the tools and weapons. Okay, this is the primarily part of whatever the evidence and whatever the sources we have, that is tools and weapons. So what is tool and weapons? So in their daily life, okay, in our daily life also we use so many tools and weapons, so many tools we are using. Okay, for example, scaling purpose there is a ruler we have, for writing purpose we have pen, okay, for chopping purpose we have scissors, for cutting knives, and for cutting purpose we have scissors, right? So in their time also, for their certain things, for their certain doings, they also have particular thing. Okay, so in their time their main and prior thing is then to eat, right? So for hunting animals they and for other purpose also, they firstly made the tools and weapons. Okay, for their daily life use, they made tools and weapons by their own. So the tools and weapons है, most of the tools and weapons were made out of stone, wood and bone. ये तीनों चीजों से और जो उसको टाई करके वो weapons बना रहे थे, and there are so many varieties of weapons were there, and archaeologists find during the time of excavation. Okay, and the different and the variety of tools and weapons also indicate the different activities of that particular thing. Okay, for example, tools and weapons में there are some weapons for their using for cutting and crashing. Okay, for hunting animals they have arrow, bow and spear. This kind of tools were also they have made to hunt the different animals. There were also tools like hammer. Okay, वो hammer जैसे भी tools थे we have found by archaeologists, and it is believed to be that their tools they were used for the hut, for making their hut and shelters. Okay, so this is the basic knowledge about the tools and weapons during the time of early human being. Up next thing they have discovered, which is discovery of fire. This is in a our archaeologists have enough evidence of the thing that early human being used fire. How? So during the time of excavation they also find ashes, यानी कि जो राख होती है वो लोगों ने find की थी. So that we come to know, and so that we got lot of information that early people were also used fire. Okay, now the thing is that how they were used fire, how they discovered fire. Okay, so they discovered we all know that they use tools, and to sharpen their tools they just always rubbing two stones together, and you all know that when we are rubbing two stones some spark happen, right? There might be this thing happened during their time also. While rubbing two stones together, some spark would happen and fallen into the dry leaves, and the fire occurs. Okay, so that's how they discovered fire. Okay, so when they discovered fire, then slowly they also get knowledge that how they can use this fire. Okay, they started using fire by cooking, to scare away wild animals, and to keep themselves warm during the time of winter. Okay, so again the question arises in mind, how they got to know that this food we can cook with the fire. Okay, so we can guess that there might be a piece of meat or whatever the thing fallen into the fire. Okay, and then they have eaten it and they got it, they found it tasty, and that's how they were also started cooking their food with the use of fire.
આભાર.